Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. My name is Lynn, and I I hope you're having a wonderful morning. Today is a little bit different. I had plans today. I had plans yesterday. Um, yeah, you know what they say about best laid plans. Anyway, so things didn't quite work out as I planned. Um, So today, I mentioned in my last video that I had tried the my little Centro circular knitting machine, and I love to knit hats. I love to crochet hats. There's not a whole lot of demand in those around me because none of us are really hat wearers, unless you count a baseball cap. My husband and my son, or one of my sons, that's their jam. But knit hats, not so much. The boys liked them when they were younger, and they would wear them in the wintertime. Um, but here in South Carolina, the winters aren't really that stringent. At most, when they were out riding their bikes for a long period of time, or later when they got up to four-wheeler stage, and then they had a helmet, so they really didn't need the knit caps for that. But sometimes I seen them, they had it on. But anyway, I bought this. I got it for really cheap. It was like $23, and I wanted to give it a try. Okay. Well, that was my little grandpup, Maya. She's a husky, and she likes to talk. You better go tell your daddy. Yeah, you better go tell him. I wish you could see her. I'll actually post a picture of her here wearing my glasses one day. We were feeling a little frisky, and I was bored. So I put my glasses on her and took a picture. But she's a sweet little pupper. Yes, I know. You better go tell daddy you got to go potty. Go tell daddy. Sorry about that. The more I talk to you in the camera, the more she's going to talk to me. Um, unless she actually goes to tell her daddy that she has to go potty. But anyway, she's a sweet little dog. She's just a very vocal. They're huskies. They shed a lot. They're stubborn and they're very vocal. But I, we've had many, many dogs over the years, and um, each one of them has a special place in my heart. We lost me and my husband. We lost our last dog, Georgia, which was a white lab and black and gray husky. I mean, black and gray shepherd mix. She she got into some mushrooms out where our horse pens used to be and our paddocks, and we didn't know until it was too late that she had ate them and it had shut down her liver. And when I called my vet and told him what was going on, and she was literally sweating yellow, and she was white, well, mostly white, but she was sweating yellow out of her skull. I'd never seen that, and I hope to never see it again. But I called the vet, and he said, it really sounds like she got a hold of some mushrooms. And he said I could try to bring her in, but he couldn't swear that he could save her. So I came in, told my husband, what was going on, and I went back outside to check her. This was not even 30 minutes, and she was gone. Um, it hit her that fast. It really destroyed her liver. So, After that, we had lost our animals. Usually live into their teens. So Georgia, we had lost Hannibal, who was 15 years old. He was a he was pre-named before I got him. My mother brought him to me because a neighbor of hers had tried to use him as a fighting dog, and he was a bulldog. He was a they called him. I think one person said he was a pit bull terrier. I don't know. He was a sweet little dog, but apparently he didn't live up to his name because he wouldn't fight, and they were trying to take him off and get rid of him. And my mom was like, "No, my daughter will take him." And so we got him when he was about 5 or 6 months old, and had him. Like I said, he was about 14, 15 years old when he died. He was an old dude. Um, but most of our animals, and my little kitty cat Rascal, he lasted to 14, and most of our animals were long life, you know. And Georgia was only 7 years old, and that's what broke my heart about her. But all of this kind of happened within months of each other, and it was too much. Me and my husband, we were heartbroken, and we were like, no, we're not going to get any more animals. And so when our son was in college, he got a husky, and he had an apartment up in Columbia, and this little bitty dog, little bitty round ball of fluff, wormed her way into our hearts. And then when our son moved back down here, she stayed with us a lot while he was on the road being a truck driver. So unfortunately, she might be my son's dog, but she's our dog too. Anyway, so sorry, didn't mean to get off on that tangent. Let me get back focused on what I was trying to do. So the I have a whip, the Moogly blanket that I've been talking about, and I wanted to get that finished and get that done. That video filmed and uploaded today, but unfortunately, I lost it yarn chicken. So you know how I was waiting on to get the gray um, to finish my squares and join everything. Well, I finally got that in, and I was so excited. I was going to get this blanket knocked out yesterday. Well, that didn't happen because I got started on this single crochet border, and those things take me forever. Well, I am the fourth color in, and I think there's like 7 or 8 colors. Well, I thought I had another little ball of it. These little bitty balls here, you know. I really thought I had another ball of that particular yellow, and lo and behold, I didn't. So now I have to make another order with Hobie, wait on it to come in before I can get this blanket finished. So that was the last 2 days. Um, so that takes me back to what I originally started talking about before Maya decided to be vocal with me. Um, with that Centro knitting machine, I don't know if it's from the bite from the tick and I haven't been feeling good, or if I really can't stand this little machine. I'm I'm leaning right now to donating it or giving it away or something. Maybe even trying to sell it. I didn't pay a whole lot for it. I bought it brand new, but I didn't pay a whole lot for it. But hey, if I sell it, I can maybe get some more yarn, or I might be able to trade it with for some yarn. I don't know. But anyway, I'm not going to make any rash decisions yet because I don't feel good. And I don't want to make that kind of call when it might not be the machine, it just might be me. So, in the video that I will be showing you in a minute, I did a double layer. So basically, it was 100 rows I knit on the machine, and that didn't work out so well. I mean, it wasn't horrible, but I put off repairing a couple double stitches when I shouldn't have. I should have just stopped filming, fixed the mistake, or even let the filming continue and fix the mistake. But instead, I'd let it get to way down. And I'll show you. This is the inside of that. I repaired most of them, but it created to me gaps. I mean, it's kind of fixed itself for the most part, but you can kind of see there was like this right here. I repaired it, but I repaired one in a purl stitch. Didn't notice that till I'd already had it off the machine. Um, and it looks like I missed a couple more here and maybe here. But that's okay. That's going to be the inside of the hat. And that's the lovely thing about these double layered hats, is because I can turn them inside out. Um, and then I can always kind of turn, you can turn the hat up like this right here if you want, like a hem or a cuff or whatnot. Or you can just leave it straight down, whatever. Um, Being here in South Carolina, I'm not sure that anybody I know will want a hat like that. I can donate it to the charities that I was donating my hats and scarves to already, but that's really for seniors. But I mean, hey, you know, one of them lovely ladies might really enjoy having her a cute little rainbow hat. This is if you don't know, this is the Red Heart Retro Stripes, or Red Heart Super Saver Stripes in retro. So the second one, I was only going to do a single, and then do a folded brim, folded cuff. Well, did I mention I hadn't been feeling good? Yeah. So I took it off the machine without thinking about the fact that I needed it on the machine to knit the folded cuff back onto itself. So I was like, okay, you know what? I can fix that off the machine. I can go ahead and rip some out, put some on my circular, I could weave my circular needle through and get that done, and then just do the ribbing, the one by one ribbing by hand, which is what I did. And then I did a regular bind off. So it only stretches so far, but it can be a child's hat. So I can do one of two things. I can take, but I will say this, I didn't have any no, I didn't have skip stitches on the first one. I just had the double stitch, but I didn't have any on this. So that was a plus for the machine, but I did take my time a little bit more, and you'll see that here in a minute. But another thing I can do is I can either make this like a slouchy kid's hat or a slouchy small adult hat, or I could turn it, I could take this and bring it down and sew it into the back of the ribbing. Nope, that won't work. Never mind. I didn't say that. So if I don't make it a slouchy, I can always rip it out to about right here and draw it up. And um, but yeah, I'm kind of thinking, I mean, I don't know. What do y'all think? I have this lovely little thing, and then this one. Oops. Hold on. I'm not 100% sure what I want to do with it yet. Okay. Um, so I can make this a shorter hat per child, but I do like this one too. Um, like I said, I don't want to make any decisions on the Centro knitting machine, but as aggravated as I was, if that happens again, or if that's more the what it's gonna be with that thing, I think I'm just gonna get rid of it. I don't think I'm gonna continue. I'd rather hand knit and enjoy the process, rather than make a lot, which they're donating. So I thought I could get a lot kicked out, and apparently I thought wrong. So anyway, um, I'm gonna go ahead and stop here and let you see what I was talking about. The only reason why I wanted to share this, and I am sorry for some of the attitude you might hear peeping through, because that's just, I was getting beyond aggravated. And normally I push through when that happens, but since I got that tick bite, I'm not up to par. But I wanted to show you, some of the things I learned. Even, I mean, I've made a few hats on this, but this is the one that gave me this is what gave me the most trouble. And I don't know if it's the yarn, if it was me, if it was the machine. So I'm going to give it a shot again. I don't know what's going to happen yet. But maybe you'll see something in my troubles and in my issues that may teach you something, or you may already be able to offer me some advice. If so, I would love to hear about it in the comments. Just let me know below. Um, but I'm going to go ahead and be quiet and let you get on that. Okay, so I told y'all that I was going to show you my Centro knitting machine. And I'm going to attempt to do that today. Now, I don't know if you've watched any of and I'm trying this with the microphone so that we don't hear my lovely little air conditioner, because I am in the South and it is June, so I have to have it running. But anyway, I'm hoping that the microphone kind of cancels it out. So I want to do two different style projects today. One is the double beanie, the double thick, which is really not practical down here in South Carolina. But I do want to do that one first, and then on the second one, I want it to be a single thickness with the folded brim that's sewn together. I'm not 100% sure on that one, so we'll see. All right. I hope it took me forever to get this camera set up. Let me tell you, I have a ring light that has the holder in the center of the ring light, but of course, it doesn't want to hold it right. But anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. I don't know if you've watched any of the how-to videos on the Sentro knitting machine, but basically, you go to the left of the little white thing, because this is your 48th pin, and you put it up under there, and then you go in front, you go under that on the first one, and then you go behind, and then let it catch the next one, behind, let it catch the next one. So basically you're just weaving in and out, and I'm trying not to hit my camera stand with my winding arm. But if I do occasionally hit it and it jostles the camera, I am so sorry, because I'm trying very hard not to do that. Oops. And I don't think I told you, I'm using Red Heart Super Saver stripes in the retro. I love this color. Okay. So when you get back around, you always have to make sure you're behind that one. And then you go right back up under this one to feed it into, I'm going to get it lined up just perfect. And then you put it through your yarn guide. Now, I'm going to put it in the middle tension. And I have had a bag or a box up underneath the table to put my yarn in so that it doesn't have to sit up here on the table with me. I'm going to try not to do that because I am wearing my favorite little summer dress. And so I don't want to be spreading my legs wide open underneath the table, even though it shouldn't be that big of a deal. Anyway, so you just go around just so smooth. Oops, dag nabbit. All right, well, I'm hoping I'm still in the thing. Actually, there we go. I just put my arm around the post, and it's working so much better. That way I don't have to worry about hitting it. Now this thing's moving a little bit. I might not have suction cups because I kept moving this thing over. Yeah, now it's a little bit more secure. I kept moving it around, trying to figure out the best lighting situation. I even took it outside, and I would have loved to do it outside in the shade, but I don't have a table in the shade right now. I think when we redo our porch, I might want to do a covered porch on the front so that my little table up front. Is this moving the camera? It is, because it's slightly touching the table. So I moved you out. There we go. It shouldn't be touching the table now, and it shouldn't be grabbing a hold of you. Now, I do have a cheater. I bought one of these adapters that hooks to my drill, and it hooks over, it hooks over the handle here, just like this, and I can, do it a little faster with my drill, but for purposes of the video, I didn't want to do that. So anyway, basically, you just keep going around like this. I have a little counter here. I want to go for the double thickness beanie. I want to go 100 rounds. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And this will probably be fast forwarded. So I will see you when I'm done. Okay. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get my drill and do this so I'm not sitting here winding the whole time. Okay. So, like I said, I wanted to totally cheat because I'm only 24 rows in and my wrist was already getting tired. I know, I'm a big baby. So, this is basically what you see, and I'm going to cut this on for a second. So, see, no big deal. I just slide it on that. I don't know if you can see that on camera or not. Oops. All right. Now I'm going to go ahead and you'll be fast forwarded through this so you won't hear it. Okay. So I will tell you, every now and again, you might need to just kind of pull it down because you notice there was a shelf there. You want it kind of slopey, and it's curling up underneath, which is supposed to. Okay, back to fast forward. Oops, sorry. I'm noticing that I think it's just a stretch stitch. I'll look at it once I'm at 83, so I'll check it out here in a minute. Okay, so I'm going to stop with the drill portion. I am on 98, so I'm going to do this last couple rows by hand. And when I get the white right here, see, I just had it clicked to 99, so I'm going to rotate it around one more time, and then I'm going to check out those stretched stitches. All right, so that was 100. Sorry. I'm going to check these stretch stitches to make sure. All right, so that did double up. And basically what I'll have to do is I will have to drop it off from up here. So like this one right here, I'd have to drop it off from this one and ladder down and then manually pick up each stitch. So give me a second and I will get that done. It's been a while since I've only done 3 hats on this, so I'm a fairly newbie at this. And if I can remember right, let's see. All right. I wanted to go down. I don't want to slip this over, and I can't with it in the up position. I don't know if y'all can see this. It's a very tight stitch. All right, so I wonder if I go past 1. I don't want this in the guide because this I'm about to be casting off. All right, so now I can get it down there below it. You want to make sure that you do not let that piece come above the above this into the other stitches because you don't want to lose those too. And basically you'll do this, and I think they call them double stitches, or I can't remember the exact term at the moment. But basically I'm just laddering all the way down. And thankfully I've had to do this in my hand knitting. Basically I just made myself drop a stitch. So I got to go in above it, grab the stitch, and basically do that all the way up. Oh, nope, I'm doing it backwards. So that would have created a rib stitch. All right. like I said, it's all fun and games. Not. All right, let's see if I can do it from about underneath it. All right, now we're cooking with gas. So basically, I'm just going to have to hold it in my finger and then go up and grab that loop and come under. It is a little tedious, and what I thought was just a stretch stitch was that double stitch, and I should have stopped it when I seen all of them. And I wouldn't have had this problem. But of course, I was cruising right along, listening to tunes that y'all can't hear because YouTube won't let me do it. Ah, sorry. It's fiddly. I didn't put that in my hand. Did I just do it backwards again? No. Like I said, tedious. And right now it's looking a little stretched, and it will until I take it off the machine and stretch it all out by hand and you know, separate the tension onto the other stitches and smooth everything out. Right now it's just going to look funny. So I'm going to fast forward through all this and get all these lovely little, because there's another one, I believe. Yep, right there. And oops, don't lose that stitch or you'll have to ladder down and do it all again. So there's one, the one I'm doing now, two, three, maybe four right here. Yep, there's a double right there. So I have a few double stitches. Um, Actually, I'm not going to fast forward through all that. I think I'm going to pause the video and pick it up back when I'm finished. And then I'll show you how I bind it off and sew it together. Okay, so after the hot mess of trying to get these things done, I left a couple only because I was having so much trouble. Note to self, this is the first time I've done this retro yarn, and I should have just cranked it by hand until I get the feel of it. And it went along like 60, 70 rows until it started doubling up. So I'll definitely keep that in mind. I was just trying to do it for the sake of the video. No, yep, I won't do that again. All right, so I've already started picking up because of the difficulty I was having off camera, trying to get these rehooked. I went ahead and started pulling them off. So basically what I do, I don't know if you can see this on the camera, is you pick it up off the little latch and pull it through. And you do every one of them. The reason I had to start doing this off camera was because as I was repairing it, like I told you, you have to make sure that it doesn't come above these pieces right here. And try as I might, it was not working out like that. So just, you know, keep that in mind. And you'll be good to go if you, you know, keep that in your head. But basically, I'm just running around through, and I'm running out of light here. Oh, okay. So this is one that had tried to slip off earlier, and I'd slipped it back on. Because see, you have two pegs. but when it slips off, sometimes you can't get it back on both pegs, or at least I can't. I haven't had but my normal Mountain Dew, my little single Mountain Dew this morning. Oh no. Alright, see? I did it again. Alright, let me try to save these 2 live stitches real quick. Alright, so when you can, grab it with a thing just to keep it from laddering down anymore. I have to go digging for this one. In my hands, what I was saying about the Mountain Dew, it's, you would think I've had so much caffeine because my hands are shaking so stupid bad today. And I've not. I've only had my single Mountain Dew this morning, and the rest has been water. But I wasn't feeling good yesterday. I was supposed to do all this yesterday, and I just, we had our grandson the other day, and I'm not saying it was him, but you know, he's 4 years old, so he's very high energy, and uh, normally, you know, with my husband's disability, it wears him out, but it doesn't wear me out. Normally, I have the energy that I can match my grandson to a degree. All right, now see, I have to be very careful not to lose the stitch on the next one. So I'm trying to push it down as I do it. There we go. So my finger's going to stay on that one right there while I get this ready to run that the bind off thread through. But anyway, I had zero energy yesterday. Now I did drink a Dr. Pepper yesterday, which is not really that good for me. But I needed the caffeine just to get through the day. I could have taken a nap, but I require so little sleep that if I would have taken a nap yesterday, I wouldn't have been able to sleep last night. And I know that's probably more information than any of y'all wanted to know about. So sorry about that. But I'm going to stand up here. And if you see my head in the way, I do apologize. But I'm going to try to catch all these before it becomes a problem and I lose them. Oh, and another side note, I've never had a problem, and I've knitted with this retro yarn many, many, many times and crocheted and everything. But for some reason, this machine makes it so stupid splitty. I mean, it's a value yarn, I understand. But at the same time, normally I don't have a problem with it splitting. But when I was laddering down and picking these stitches back up, like right there, it just splits. It'd be this cheap plastic accessories that I had when I got the Centro. Because normally I crochet and knit with metal. So that might be what the problem is. And I don't know how much I'm in the way. Just what I'm trying to do is keep this one on the thing here until I'm ready to put the needle through. Put my glasses back on. Now, I don't know if I'm going to finish this off on camera or not. I want to do my second beanie with this color because I do love this color. And I want to do 50 rows. Actually, I might do 60 rows and then maybe do an extra 10, I don't know, to do my folded brim. That's, I've seen it done, but I haven't watched in detail, so I don't know the exact, I'm going to bring this around to free it up. I'm going to get it on my needle before, there we go, slip it off that last needle. And, so I've seen it done, I just haven't seen it, I haven't watched a tutorial in it all the way. So I think what I might do is these blemishes, that just might be my inside lining, because usually you can kind of pull it and separate it, and you won't see the laddering, but I'm seeing it. So this is definitely going to be the inside of the double beanie. But see, it's almost color for color. So this will be about around where the fold is, and there's no double stitching from there to what will be the brim. So I will be right back. I'm going to get the machine, and on this one, I think what I'm going to do for the single layer, I'm not going to use my drill at all. I really want to pay attention and watch this stuff super careful. Now I have, of that skein, I have, a good bit. So I wonder if it's enough to actually make a second one being a single. Let me go measure. I'm going to go weigh this, the first one, and get that. After I get that measured, or weighed, I can just cut that in half, the amount in half, and see if I have enough left on that one skein to do a second one. But that's going to be so pretty. I don't have any pom-poms yet. I haven't decided if I want to make it, because when I hand knit my beanies, I don't add pom-poms. But I will be right back. Okay. So the double one is, so usually I do about 12 inches. Throw it in the middle. Grab it up underneath there. So with it being 90 grams, half of that's 45 grams, and the rest of the skein was 58 without the label on it, because I had to make sure I took the label off. So it's 58. I think it'll be enough. If worse comes to worse, I can add another, because I have like 10 in my stash. I would just have to coordinate the colors correctly. All right. But like I said, I'm going to do this by hand. Put this back in the center. All right, here we go. Ooh, you did not clip down. All right. I don't know if it's because I'm trying to do this on camera or what, but it is just wanting to be a little turd today. There we go. So usually I do watch it to make sure everything's going good. And I will admit, usually I have my radio going, and I just jam it out and be done with it. So I will come back to you, I think, when I hit 50, because that'll be my half. So I'll see you then. I'm going to fast forward it for you. See, I slowed it down so that I can show y'all. I'm watching to make sure none of those doubles come up again so that I can catch them quickly. I think that was another mistake I made on that double, was I kept going. Even though I seen them, I should have just stopped, corrected them, and went on. So we're at about 22, so we're halfway there. All right, so I had to stop for a second because where it was hanging up on me a minute ago, now, normally I wouldn't recommend this, but I'm going back just a second so that, and see, that's trying to slip off. I'm trying to tighten it up right there where that tied in piece was. And I hope I did not mess up doing this. I'm hoping that it's right now. Like I said, I probably should have tried this before doing it on a video just to make sure. Whoop, see, now that tried to. Catch it before it falls. Man, did I mess up again? All right, I tried to fix it, and I think I made it worse. It's because of that knot that was in there. I have to pick up these stitches to make sure I don't drop them. Okay, I've not encountered this problem before, so let's see. Okay, so it looks like the current yarn. Oh. Okay, so let's see if I can slide this over. Ooh, this is gonna be tricky. Try it from this side. Well, if this is the problem, then I've learned something new about this little machine, which is always a good thing, especially when you're working with machines. I used to have a sweater machine, and it was really cool. I liked having my sweater machine, only because I do a lot for the SPCA and whatnot, and it was really quick to knit up pieces that I could make into bed material for them. So let me see. Trying to see how each one does it. Well, if nothing else, this video will show you what not to do with a knitting machine, huh? All right, let's see. I'm wanting to say that that goes further down. Yeah. So I think that goes on the outside of those two, like that. Because I dropped this one, it's not. I can not want to go down there and stay down. And I don't have 10 hands. Wish I did. Nope, that has to go back up. This goes down. This goes underneath the hook. Get it back in the feeder. Well, so I misspoke. It might not be the video that shows you what not to do, but it could be like a troubleshooting video, if nothing else. You can learn from my mistakes, or learn as I'm learning the mechanics of it. So I'm trying not to lose this piece over here, but stretch. Hopefully I stretched that enough. Go over that. Okay. So we're going to see. And that fell back up. I mean, not fell. That went back up. So I need it to go down. There we go. Let's see if I can do this. I think we have. I think we're good. So I'm going to take it very, 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 very slowly and go back around and see what we have here. It looks like it caught. There's one that I'm worried about, and it's about to come around right here. And, oh, well, it seems like it's stuck down there. Whoa, hello. Okay. So maybe I didn't fix it. Ah! All right, hold on. Hold on. I got to go grab this other one. The one that I was worried was stuck just made me lose 2 more stitches. And I have to bring it up and try to get it. And what's bad is I'm supposed to be wearing reading glasses because my eye doctor wanted to put me in bifocals, and I flat refused because I already have a hard enough time walking. And he said that a lot of times bifocals will mess up your balance. Okay. So, let's see. Here, I thought I had it fixed. And I should really grab my crochet hooks because this little plastic mess is convoluted and a pain in my behind. All right. I mean, it's what you expect from cheap plastic tools. I mean, it's not the tool's fault that this is happening. I've never had a yarn that I had a knot in, so I didn't expect this to happen at all. All right, so I saved that one. Now let me get back over here and basically, oops. Don't forget I said how splitty this mess is. But I think that's because of the plastic utensils or tools that I'm dealing with. All right, so if my head's in the way, I'm sorry. I have to be able to see what I'm doing. That needs to go down. And you know, with this guide here in the way, you're kind of going blind anyway. Now, I'm trying to hold the second stitch over here to the left. I'm trying to hold it down so it doesn't get misplaced while I feed this one over that tooth. You know, I thought this would be a fun little way to do a lot of my donation hats quickly, but I think I just want to go back to my circular needles and be done with it. Because this is beyond redundant. Okay, so go back for a second because I just seen it try to double up on me. And we ain't having that. We are not having that happen again because I'm not trying to ladder up on a single. Not happening. All right. See if I can kind of hold that as it goes down. There we go. See, just as long as you're paying attention, especially when it kind of gives you trouble like this. I think I just dropped another one. Why is it dropping like that? I don't understand. Sorry, I know I'm hitting the stupid camera. All right, I'm getting to the point to where I'm not going to be very nice on this thing, so I might have to stop filming because a what I might do is let that go around and then pick it back up on the next row. I hope that's not a mistake, but I'm going to try that. See, when it's going great, it's awesome. But when it's giving you trouble, it's really bad. Okay. So, oops, sorry. All right. So, trying to stretch it over this. All right. So, I have to get up where I can see it a little better. I know I just hit my microphone and I do apologize. But what I'm trying to do is get the piece underneath here to be on top. I think this is how it goes. I don't know. That's going to double up. Okay, so let me see if I can pull both of them up without losing the previous and the next. I wish y'all could see firsthand how intricate this is down here. All right, so that is my current piece before it comes through the guide. So I need this one down here to come above it. And I can't get it out of the hole. Now that is beyond irritating. Oh, I think I might have just got it. Nope. And I shoved it back down. Okay. All right. So let me push this one down. Basically, I'm trying to trade spots with them. All right. Cross your fingers. We're going to see if this works. That might have done it. And I see that little bitty spot that created all of this trouble where that knotted piece was in my yarn. And see, look how smooth it is. And I'm coming up on that. There's that little aggravating piece. Caused all this drama. But I will say this. I hope, and I'm going to actually post this, even with all my aggravation and wanting to cuss this thing out, which I didn't because I'm trying to, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and post it so that if you do encounter problems like this with your little centro, maybe this will help, because that's a first for me. I didn't know that a knot could create that kind of domino effect to where, and even though I've been watching this stuff, it didn't lend itself to actually tell me, oh, okay, this is how you fix one of those kind of mistakes. The first problem that I tried to fix and only made everything so much worse was when I had that knot come through, it put too much tension. So when I released it, it had all of these overstretched. And on that double one that I thought I had some stretched yarn, and it wasn't stretched yarn, it was actually doubling it up. But this time it would have been stretched yarn, and I don't know that I could have, pulled and tightened and everything up the way it's supposed to, because this yarn is reacting differently than the original yarn that came with this to run as test, and the Karen Simply Soft, not Karen Simply Soft, Karen 1 pound jumbo. All right, so I just hit 50, and I want to do 10 more. I think I wanted about 60 rows, because the last time I did a 50 for a single, yeah, Houston, we are running out of yarn. But I did 50, and yes, I have a bigger head, not as big as my son's and my husband's, but it was, I didn't like how short it was. So I'm going to see how long this will get me. I want 60 before I do the extra. And I'm thinking 10. In all honesty, it will honestly depend on how, I forgot what I was trying to say. It will depend on how much yarn I have, or how many rows I have to make a decent size little cuff. I think 10 rows will give me about an inch of a cuff when it's not out here on the thing. All right, so I'm at 59 now, and I'm waiting for that. There it is. There's that white one. Okay. So I think it'll be all right because I don't want to have to tie another one on. Well, I don't have to tie it on. I can lay it in there and then tie it after the fact. But I'm gonna see. I have to have at least 12 inches to put it on. I mean, to sew the seam for the brim. So I'm gonna see how many rows I can go. And I might just say, okay, it is what it is, and it'll be the length it is. And I don't have anybody in particular in mind for this. All right. I was wanting to try to get back around. Hmm. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to get back around. So, and I don't want to, I don't know if this is going to be enough, but if worse comes to worse, I can sew the brim with some more of the retro yarn, but just in case. Okay, so this is what I didn't get to show you on the double. So when you're done, usually this would be the white, um, the white one. So you take it off out of the guide, and I like to, yes, I have to put that in my mouth because I don't like squirrely bits trying to get it out of my way. So you run one full circle, one full rotation without it on in the guide. And then as it comes back around, see, I didn't even see where that white one was. As it comes back around, you, this is where you pick them up. Splitty yarn. Can't stand it. So I'm going to try to move this lighting. So right here, you basically just go in between those and pick it up on each one. I'm going to pull it a little tight so you can kind of see it and get it. It'll get out of its own way. And you just pick it up. And you do that around. Okay. So now this is off. I can move this out of the way. Did I tell you how much it's suctions to the table? So get all these little fun things. And I think what I'm going to do is next time I break out this little machine, I think I'm going to go ahead and get my metal pieces out for the sewing and whatnot, including now for my major seam sewing, because I would much rather have my my good quality ones. And I think I want the pink down at the brim and this up at the see, I can see some unevenness as you stretch it out. I don't know. And see, this is where that piece was added, that knot. It was such a trouble for me. But I think it's cute. And once I get everything sewn up and everything, it'll look a lot better. All right. So give me a minute. Let me go get my. Oh shoot! Y'all know what I did? The folded cuff was supposed to be done on a machine. All right. So what I may have to do is just fold it in and seam it like this. Yeah, I might have to do that. All right. Um, I will be right back. Okay, I am back. So I am trying my best to have a lot better attitude at the moment. Let me squish this thing down. Okay, so Goofy Me was so sidetracked by that knot and all the problems it presented that I forgot to sew the brim on while this was on the machine. So what I'll do is I'll go back in with my circular needles and basically just pick up a line and then rip it out to that line and just put a ribbed cuff on there. And it'll look beautiful. It will look beautiful. And I decided to go ahead, since I was doing that, I ended up having to cake up another skein of this retro because the color that I want, which is the orange and pinks for the cuff, it was, oops, hold on, let me back it up to where, there we go. It was at the, oh, I'm so sorry. It was on the outside. And I tried, and I ended up deleting that part of the video. I tried to pull it from the outside, but it would have put way too much tension on this machine. So I said, nope, I'm going to just make a cake and make it a center pull, which I did. So it will make it a little easier. Now I'm just loading the machine back up. I probably should have delayed this one more day only because I really am not feeling well. But I wanted to, I delayed it yesterday because I literally had zero energy. So I really wanted to get this done today. I wanted to get two videos, one of the two, either this one or my loom knitting. I mean, my loom knitting. My weaving loom. So since I have to go to Hobby Lobby to get one of my colors, I could have done a number of designs, but the one I want is needs aqua, and I don't have any. Or as um, the crochet thread company calls this color, Caribbean, Caribbean, whatever, whichever way you say it. But anyway, so I'm gonna reset my little thing here. And I think by going by this one, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ooh, that's a lot. One, I don't know if you can see this. I would count it on screen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's a long brim. Well, technically, it's going to be doubling it. So 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So if I do this in half, yeah, you know what? I think I'm just going to do, I think I'm going to just go to 20. I think that's what I'm going to do. So I will stop at 20 and why is it? Okay. I say it sounded really bad, like it was hanging up. Okay. So I went 21 by mistake, but that's all right. Okay. So what you do, you stop right here in between where they're both right in the middle. All right. So what I have to do, I'm trying not to hit the camera. All right. So this is my last stitch. And this is my first stitch. Now this is tedious. And I'm going to have to, unfortunately, use these plastic pieces that I said I wasn't going to use. So, because I did not go out to my recliner and get my metal tools. So, basically what I'm wanting to do is grab that first stitch and slide it over and push it all the way down. And basically that's what I'm going to be doing with every single one of them. I do apologize. This would have been a lot easier had I used waste yarn. Let's see. Because I could have, sorry, I could have grabbed these things easier. Really hiding in there. It was easier when I did this one, but then by pulling this one, I tightened up this one. All right. So I think what I'm going to do is take this back off of here. I know where that one's at, but I can't have it so super tight that it's going to cause the next one not to be accessible. Okay, so you see what I mean? Some of my attitude was coming through, and if that bothers you, I am sorry. I try not to be that way. I am human though, and sometimes I'm just not feeling sunshiny and my normal happy-go-lucky self. But anyway, like I said earlier, if you have any advice on what you saw, like with the how it was, I was having so many issues. Now it's been a couple days since all that went down, and with everything, with the way I'm feeling, I'm not remembering everything, but I do remember when I was trying to get one section repaired, I had tried to bring the little hooks up, and I learned a little bit about my machine there. So hopefully, if you didn't know that, now you do. Um, but if y'all saw anything that I did that you could give me some advice on, and maybe some tips or tricks, I wouldn't mind. I'm always wanting to learn. So I hope y'all have a great afternoon. Enjoy the rest of your day, and if you do have any advice on those issues I was running in, let me know. Talk to y'all later. Bye.